So when the engine does go, we can just swap them out. Same thing with the transmission, same thing with the rear. And if there was enough time to leave the machine over there, the entire unit over there, for them to go through all of the little parts that there is and then replace what has to be done. But that means leaving the engine over there for an extended period of time. That is something that has to be thought out by the council and the board and the volunteer fire department. But as to the engines and transmissions and stuff, the only thing they charge for are the parts that they put into the machine. They don't charge for labor. And that is because it's training. So I think it's something that we need to look at real hard and have discussions with the Broward County School Board to see if we can enter into a partnership with them for our volunteer fire department. And I would hope that the chief would do this and had done this already, but I hope he will now. So that's my thoughts. It's a little bit out of the box, but it has worked for other departments. But it does mean that there is, unless you have an engine that you've given them to rebuild already, it does take an extended period of time to rebuild the engine.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Bob?
I like Bob Hartman, 5441 Southwest 198th Terrace. I like Mr. Hollingsworth's frugality. I'm wondering if we can enter into a similar arrangement to get things done more quickly by having BSO rebuild it, or use their contracts to rebuild it, or the school board. I know they have mechanics, or the county's bus service that also rebuilds diesel engines. I'm wondering, rather than give it out to the private sector, where, and maybe these guys all give it out to the private sector, but I think it might be more cost effective than Southwest Rangers going out on a one-off to try to get this work done. Just some more thoughts to add to duels.
We're currently going under Davie Fire Department's contract with the first vehicle, and they're the ones that do all the repairs at their station, and they're a separate entity from them. That first vehicle is the same people that fix VSO's apparatus also. Also, just as far as the transmission goes, I did call Davie's first vehicle, the Mark Siegel, he's the head of it. He called all the transmission places in Broward, the big places. They wouldn't touch our transmission. They all recommend go down to Allison Truck because they didn't have the ability to repair it. I don't know why or how come, but that's what I found with the transmission. As far as the engine, I don't know. I got to tell you something. Those things are so they're different because they're a fire truck with all the piping and the valves and all that kind of stuff. It's a different animal than just regular other diesel apparatus. You know, it's just completely different. But I did check into that, and as far as I say, like with the transmission, we hit the big companies in Broward, and they said, no, take it Allison.
Thank you, Chief. Anybody else have any comments? Okay, thanks. All right. Well, I appreciate all the input, and I think we're all kind of just wanting to get that study done so we can plan out the future and see what needs to get us from here to there. All right. Public comment.
We have one card. Is there anyone else desiring to speak? Nope. The rules have been the same for 13 years. Newell, you're up.
Noel Hollingsworth, 199th Avenue. Let's talk about trash. It's become my favorite thing in the last month and a half. Two weeks ago, the last trash bulk pickup, which is, we just had one, the one before. 199th, 201, 202 didn't get picked up bulk at all. They did the first 100 yards of 199th Avenue, which includes my house, so I got picked up. But they got down to a pile down the road, and they picked up part of it, and then the truck was full, and it went home and never came back. I called the town on Friday at 3 o'clock, and they said wait till end of the day. They said that everything would be picked up, and that was bulk week. Well, I waited to see just how long it would take them to pick it up, and they never did pick it up. The piles were still there this Wednesday. Well, they picked up the vegetative matter yesterday, but they left all of the non-vegetative matter, and today, late this afternoon, they picked that up. That is unacceptable, especially to the folks out west, where it's put out on a Saturday. Actually, a lot of people put it out Friday night, so they have Saturday free. So from Friday night all the way till this evening, there has been bulk on the side of the road on 199, 201, and 202. I don't know about anywhere else in the town. That's all I'm talking about. But I suspect there is other places where it's been the same. I spoke with Lonnie Bergeron when he was here at a meeting 3 meetings ago for his contract. And he said it would be taken care of, it would not happen again. Well, it's happened 2 times since then. And having bulk pickup of any sort that goes one day beyond is unacceptable, especially out west where it's sitting on the side of the road for 5 days before it's picked up, normally. There should be penalties in the contract, and if they're there, I want them implemented. It is time this ends. It is time it quits. And the insane part about it is that it's inner city, which is the same company that was when they were with Waste Management. And they did a good job then, but as soon as they got with Sun Bergeron, they're doing a lousy job. I don't understand why the exact same company performing the exact service under 2 different contracts is so bad one time and so good the other time. But if there's penalty phase in our contract with Sun Bergeron, it's time for it to be implemented. No more playing nice guy. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel. Okay, public comments closed. Board reports. There we go. There we go.
I just really want to make one statement. Gay Chapels of the Parks Board. I want to thank Bubba Williams and his boys today. They went out there and they, in about 3 hours with a lot of equipment, removed all those containers and stuff. So now we can move on with, and they did it for free. So I really appreciate it because that money would have been spent and now we can put it towards maybe working on the trails or definitely more towards the park. The other thing is I just want to let you know that on my end of the town in Green Meadows, they not only picked up the trash, but the guy got a rake out and raked. I was like in shock. He
Is that
did.
touche?
Huh?
Is that a touche to Mr. Hollingsworth?
No, I just want him to be envious. He isn't even getting his picked up. We're getting ours raked. They, I mean, as far as our part of town is concerned,
touche.
they're doing really good. Thank you.
Any other board reports?
I'm not sure, Bob Hartman, Chair of the Drainage and Infrastructure Advisory Board. Should I have a discussion about our nominated board members now, or is that something you're going to vote on tonight?
No, it's not on the agenda.
It's a separate
agenda?
piece of paper, but I'm going
Okay.
to briefly bring it up, that's all.
Okay, I'll just mention it real quick. David Longstaff, after a long time on the board and great service, has seen fit to resign due to health reasons. He's had some challenges over the last 2 years, and he's missed a lot of meetings, so he decided to step down. Typically, we would just replace it with one board member, but first we got 2 applicants, then we got 4 applicants. And the board has discussed it at probably 3 meetings now as the number increased. And we would recommend that all 4 be added. Typically, our meetings, we don't have a full house anyway. I mean, we typically are missing 1 or 2 people. So If all four of those show up, it isn't a problem. And as far as something being even, I think we could figure that out at the time as far as on a vote. So if you get to that tonight or you get to it next time, the board endorses all four candidates. We think it's a good idea. The more the merrier, the more opinions, the more feedback, and as well, some of the folks that are part of this group of additional candidates have background, which would be great. So, thank you.
Very good, thank you, Bob. Any other board reports? All right, council comments. All right, thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'll go first. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'd like to thank the volunteer fire and Town of Davie for that excellent presentation. Learned a lot, and a lot of good discussion went on with that. I'm going to be brief. I know everybody wants to go watch the game here in about an hour, so I'm not going to. It won't be because of me if we don't make it. A couple things I want to go over rather quickly, just to let you know. Resident input that we had at a homeowners meeting has led to where we're going to be modifying the front entrance median out here at Town Hall. Everybody knows who's made the left turn, that it's can be a little difficult and outright dangerous at various times, especially when it's raining, oncoming traffic, things of that nature, and you're going to see some activity out there very shortly. We are currently working on a new parking lot out front for horses, and it's a corral that we're going to be putting in here, and I just want everybody to know that that is in motion, and I believe December is handling that project coming up. And if I could indulge a member of the staff right now, December, could you stand up for a second? You see how big she is? Please sit down. You should see the planter that we have outside. And all the bricks and the cement were laid by her. The holes were dug. Everything was put in, all by December. And she did it over the course of a week in the rain. Her only limit was that she ran out of daylight. And I had the privilege of watching it go from the first shovel to the plants the other night, and I just want to say thank you, December. It was all heart that went into it. I mean, this building will take a Category 5 hurricane and get blown away. That thing will still be there. And she really, really did an outstanding job, and I'd like to, you know, someday we're going to call it December's Garden. I can see that coming already. But it was from Project Primal with the high school students, and they did a pretty good job, and I'd like to thank them. Last thing I want to talk about is there's some flyers on the back. 4th of July at the Rolling Oak Civic Association is having the 4th of July picnic. The whole town's invited. It starts at 1 o'clock, goes to 5 because everybody wants to bug out for the fireworks displays that are the legal ones and that we don't have in our town. But I just want to go over a few things. This is on the honey-do list and it'll get me back in the house today. There's going to be a cakewalk, a potato sack race, water balloon toss, three-legged race, tug of war, and horseshoes. There's going to be music. Food is being provided by our volunteer fire department. They're having barbecue and hamburgers, etc. Face painting, petting zoo. There's all kinds of contests and prizes and games, and some of them are, there's a family centerpiece contest. One centerpiece will be judged. It'll be first, second, and third place. There is a tractor, mule, golf cart, lawnmower decorating contest and parade going on. There's an apple pie bake-off, and we need apple pies. It's going to be sort of like the chili cook-off, except not as spicy, a little more sweeter. And we're going to have the most patriotic costume contest, and we probably ought to just give the trophy to Doug and his wife, but that's another story. But it'll be for adults and children. And then we also have, which will be a lot of fun to watch, will be a watermelon eating contest. So all this takes place on July 4th, which is a Thursday, at the Rolling Oaks Park. And Vice Mayor, thank you. I'm done.
Great, thank you. Ready?
Okay. First thing I want to do is, you know, I don't know how many of you people get that magazine that comes around every month that, what's the name of it, Steve? You write on it?
DRW.
DRW?
Yeah, DRW. But I do. I read it every month. And we got a gentleman sitting here just by us from me tonight it writes a very good article in that thing every month. And I just want to thank him. He's really doing a good job. It really makes our town look good, and it's good. I wish I could write like he does.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
But I want to thank you, Steve, for all you're doing.
Appreciate it.
Also, my second thing is not really good news. I guess you know at the meeting, I brought it up that we wanted to try to get some lights on our street corners. So had the town administrator write a letter in my behalf. Sandy did the work. The town administrator told her to do it. And so we had a meeting. Andy and I went to that meeting yesterday with Mrs. Westler. But it didn't come out as well as we had hoped it was going to come out. What has happened, there's still a lot of animosity out there from things that we did in the past. And I guess the closest one, and it kind of hit me because I wasn't even thinking about it, but she's really upset with how much trouble we gave them over the landscape. And that was one of the things, you know. And she's not too happy about us turning down Dykes Road. But anyway, she briefly told us, and she was just thorough, they just don't have the money in the budget that they could do it. But, you know, she really went through it all and told us that we had the opportunity, we turned it down, and we told her that. We admitted that. We admitted we made it. I should say that. I admitted I made a mistake because I was there, and I did make a mistake. But anyway, she suggested that we look into the solar-type lights. So I guess that's what we will do, and he's going to do it and see if there's any grants out there. But, you know, it's a problem. It's a problem to try to find your way home at night. But we're still working at it. We're not going to give up. My next thing is the fishing hole park. And like Mary Gay Chapel said, Bubba went out there today. It kind of started bad this morning. I'm riding down 595 at 8:30 in the morning. And if you know what the traffic's like, I get a phone call from Mary Gay Chapel. Bubba wants to go take the containers out up in the park. I said, Mary Kay, he can't do that without permission from the town and the town attorney and whatever. So by the way, Mary Ann, you made me miss my daggum turn off for 95. I had to go all the way to US 1 to turn around and come back. But anyway, we got it handled. I called Andy. Andy worked with Mary Gay, and Bubba did. He went over there. I went over there this afternoon. He may not finish it today, Mary, but he said he's going to finish it in the morning. He's doing a real good job. What he's had to do with them is just crush them. He's crushing them, and he's hauling. In fact, I got a call today from Dee. She says, they're hauling our fill away from the park. I said, no, they're not. That's the junk that he's hauling out of there that we want to do. But it's working. It looks good. He had them all down, and he's going to get it out, and it's going to be a big improvement. But we're moving right along on that. As you know, we're going ahead with our contracts, and really it's looking good. I think we're making some real good progress, and we're going to make the first of the year.
Very good.
That's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Freddie. Doug?
I'm good. We want to get out of here by 9.
All right. All right. I have a couple of things. I wanted.
No, I'm kidding.
I did want to. Newell's gone. I thought I would pass on my bulk experience.
He's out front. He's coming in. Look at that. You had to say that. The
Right,
mic's out there.
Because it seems to be an east to west thing. Because I'm in the middle, and my experience is in the middle, and that my bulk was picked up. It was late. It was Saturday morning rather than Wednesday like it should have been, but it was picked up on Saturday morning. So, but they didn't rake my yard. I can tell you that much. December, great job. Just